Alright, speed demons, we're about to throw you headfirst into the wildest, most ultra-realistic VR racing games you can play right now. No waiting, no pre-orders, just pure, rubber-burning, physics-defying madness. If you want to feel the G-force of a high-speed drift, smell the virtual asphalt. Okay, maybe not smell it yet. Or just scare yourself silly with how real it all feels. These VR racers are the next best thing to actually sitting in a $1 million race car. We're talking insane realism, next-level physics, and enough immersion to make you forget you're in your living room and not on an actual track. So, if you're ready to put your reflexes to the ultimate test, let's get this race rolling. And hey, don't forget to hit that like button, drop a comment on your favorite VR racer, and subscribe, because just like a good pit stop, we keep the content coming fast. Assetto Corsa EVO VR. If real-world racing had a digital twin, Assetto Corsa EVO VR would be its annoyingly perfect sibling. There's no story mode here, because real racing doesn't have a plot twist, just a ton of tire smoke, adrenaline, and a deep existential crisis when you misjudge a corner. Instead, you get a near-religious experience of motorsports, where every car feels like it just rolled out of a $1 million tuning shop, and every track demands monk-like concentration. You can think of the gameplay as a high-stakes game of don't crash your incredibly expensive car. Every curve, every braking zone, every microsecond counts. You'll feel the asphalt whispering secrets through the force feedback, and if you ignore them, say hello to the barriers. The physics engine doesn't just simulate tire grip, it predicts your poor decisions with eerie accuracy. And if you thought VR would be forgiving, think again. Your head bobs with the G-forces, your hands twitch from the tension, and your virtual rearview mirror becomes your best friend, or worst enemy, depending on how aggressive AI is feeling today. Every track surface feels different, from buttery smooth circuits to the kind of bumpy asphalt that makes you question road maintenance budgets. Weather? You better believe that rain makes you drive like an overcautious grandma. The sound? Engines roar so authentically that your neighbors will think you started an illegal street racing league. Strap in, this one's a masterpiece of VR realism. Gran Turismo 7 VR. So Gran Turismo 7 VR is a full-blown car ownership simulator without the crippling maintenance costs. No need to sell a kidney or take out a sketchy loan to drive a Lamborghini, you just slap on a headset and boom, you're in the driver's seat, probably already sweating from the realism. There's no dramatic storyline here, but there is a deeply personal journey of you going from, I think I got this, to I am speed, right before spinning out like a confused cat on a tile floor. Now the gameplay? This isn't some Need for Speed-style chaos where you bounce off walls like a pinball and somehow win the race. Nah, GT7 VR plays by real-world physics, which means if you hit a wet patch mid-turn, you're either about to learn what countersteering is, or take an unscheduled trip into a sandpit. Every track demands actual skill, and the AI races like it wants to humiliate you. In VR, every bump, every curb, every terrifyingly close overtaking maneuver feels like your soul is being judged by the racing gods. The sun glare will make you squint, rain turns the road into a slip and slide, and the cockpit details are so crisp, you'll instinctively reach for buttons that don't even exist. Engine sounds? So real, your neighbors might call the cops. This is the game for when you want the thrill of high-speed racing without the existential dread of insurance premiums.
Left cobble slippy, and hairpin left, don't cut, into 3 right, 3 left slippy, don't cut, 3 right opens long, extra long, of a crest.
Codemasters Dirt Rally 2.0. If you think you're good at racing games, Dirt Rally 2.0 VR is here to personally humble you. It's just you, a rally car, and an ever-growing pile of wrecked fenders reminding you that maybe you should have taken that last turn at a reasonable speed. Forget about racing against the clock. You're wrestling physics, taming dirt roads, and trying not to disappoint your co-driver, who sounds increasingly concerned every time you miss a turn. Gameplay? Let's just say if you thought asphalt racing was tough, welcome to the real test of nerves. Every surface, gravel, mud, snow, handles like it's got a personal vendetta against your car. Steering your vehicle is a desperate struggle to keep your tires from yeeting you into the nearest tree. And in VR? Oh, it's personal. You feel every bump, every jump, every bad decision in glorious stomach-clenching detail. and when your car inevitably rolls over, you'll find yourself instinctively trying to brace for impact. Realism? It's got so much of it, you'll swear you're actually breathing in dust. The lighting changes mid-stage, meaning that perfect sunny drive can turn into a foggy, rain-soaked nightmare in seconds. The sound design? Brutally authentic. Engines growl, gravel pings against the chassis, and your co-driver's voice will go from calm to full-blown panic depending on how questionable your driving is. Welcome to the most intense white-knuckle rally experience VR has ever seen. Bring a helmet. Le Mans Ultimate VR. If Le Mans Ultimate VR were any more realistic, you'd need to clear an entire weekend, hire a pit crew, and develop a caffeine addiction just to keep up. This is the ultimate endurance racing experience, where cars don't just go fast, they survive. No story here, unless you count the personal journey of going from, "I got this" to, "Why are my tires betraying me like this?" in record time. Gameplay-wise, it's about strategy, patience, and keeping your car from turning into a flaming wreck after pushing it too hard. The AI? They race like pros, meaning if you think you're just gonna yeet yourself into first place, you've got another thing coming. Managing tire wear, fuel, and track conditions is just as important as nailing that apex. Oh, and in VR, you feel the speed. 200 mph down the Mulsanne Straight isn't just fast. It's a full-on warp speed tunnel of fear and excitement, with your cockpit shaking like a washing machine on max spin. Dynamic weather shifts mid-race, forcing you to rethink your strategy on the fly. Good luck with that. Sun glare blinds you at the worst moments, and nighttime driving is so intense you'll double-check that your actual room lights are still on. The sound? So real, your ears will develop PTSD from the roar of prototype engines. This is not just a racing game, it's a full-blown endurance test for your sanity. Assetto Corsa Competizione. Welcome to Assetto Corsa Competizione VR, where you don't just play a GT3 driver, you become one. No storyline, no drama, just you, a race car, and the creeping realization that real-life racing is hard. The only plot twist here is how quickly your confidence disappears when you misjudge a braking point and introduce your $1 million McLaren to a concrete wall. The gameplay is like high-stakes chess, but at 180 mph and with significantly more swearing. This is precision racing at its finest. Every turn, every brake, every millisecond matters. The AI isn't here to mess around either. They'll block, defend, and generally race like their mortgage depends on it. And in VR? Oh boy. That cockpit view makes you feel every bump, every tiny tire slip, and every terrifying moment when your rear end decides it no longer wants to participate. Forget casual driving. This is sweaty palms, heart racing, might need a towel kind of immersion. The physics engine is so accurate that even your tires have commitment issues if you don't treat them right. Dynamic weather means your sunny Sunday drive can turn into a torrential nightmare mid-race. Sun glare? Blinding. Night racing? Panic-inducing. And the sound? Each engine growl, every gear shift, every tortured squeal of overworked tires is so real, your neighbors might start thinking you run a secret underground GT3 team. Project Cars 3. Next, we have Project Cars 3 VR, which is like that one guy at a fancy racing event who shows up in sneakers instead of dress shoes. Technically still serious, but way more fun than expected. Unlike its ultra-strict predecessors, this one wants you to actually enjoy driving instead of treating it like a terrifying physics exam. Again, there's no story here, unless you count the emotional journey of upgrading from a sad little hatchback to a fire-breathing hypercar that makes your heart rate double. This one ditches the real racing requires suffering mentality and leans into accessibility. Cars are fast, handling is smooth, and drifting is shockingly forgiving, meaning you can slide around corners like a stunt driver without feeling like the game is personally judging you. You still need skill, but Project Cars 3 is like the cool teacher who lets you retake the test instead of failing you immediately. And in VR? Oh, it's a rush. The first time you floor it in a McLaren, you might actually lean back in your chair like you're experiencing real G-forces. The weather changes mid-race, the day-night cycle makes every track feel alive, and the cockpit view is so detailed you'll find yourself trying to adjust mirrors that don't exist. The engine sounds beautifully aggressive. The sensation of speed? Amazing. It might not be the most punishing sim out there, but let's be real. Sometimes you just want to drive fast without needing a PhD in tire pressure management. Automobilista 2. Your insurance company would start charging you just for playing it. This is peak sim racing. No fluff, no shortcuts, just pure, unfiltered motorsport that demands respect. If you think you can just mash the throttle and hope for the best, oh buddy, no. This game punishes bad driving decisions like a disappointed driving instructor with a clipboard and an eyebrow raise. Every corner is an intervention. Every braking zone is a trust fall. And if you don't warm up your tires properly, they'll handle like you're driving on freshly mopped linoleum. And the VR is so immersive that you might actually flinch when an AI driver cuts you off. You'll be white-knuckling the wheel, feeling the suspension fight for its life, and wondering if it's possible to develop motion sickness from sheer stress. The physics are so detailed, you'll swear your car has actual feelings. Track temperatures change grip levels, wet conditions turn the road into a hydroplaning simulator, and open-wheel cars make you question your life choices at high speeds. The sound? Engines don't just roar, they yell at you for shifting too late. It's a relationship, and trust me, you'll be doing most of the apologizing.
Tim Masker has to defend this contact very nearly. He just to the outside line, he brakes so much later. Masker can't defend. He's got the outside line for the second part.
iRacing VR. It'd be that terrifyingly serious driving instructor who doesn't blink and only speaks in lap times. There's no casual fun here. This is a racing religion. No plot here, unless you count the deep emotional trauma of trying to survive a full race without getting obliterated by some overconfident lunatic who thinks they're the reincarnation of Ayrton Senna. Gameplay here is absolutely merciless. Forget arcade-style nonsense. This is pure, competitive, sweat-inducing sim racing where even looking at the throttle the wrong way can send you spinning into next Tuesday. Every car is laser scanned, every track is so accurate that real-world drivers use it to train, and every mistake is met with swift, unforgiving consequences. You will crash, you will rage, you will question why you thought this was a good idea. And in VR, you'll be gripping your wheel like it's a life raft, feeling every bump, every slip, every terrifying moment where the rear tires decide they don't love you anymore. The physics engine is so aggressively precise that you'll start developing trust issues with your car. Tire wear is a looming threat. Fuel strategy can make or break you. The wind rushes past at speeds that make your heart rate spike. If you're looking for a brutal, all-or-nothing racing experience, iRacing VR is the game that'll test your soul, patience, and possibly your ability to not throw your headset in frustration. rFactor 2. If rFactor 2 VR had a personality, it'd be that one pit crew chief who never sugarcoats things. Just cold, hard racing truth. No hand-holding, no press X to win nonsense, just a full-throttle baptism by fire where every lap is a gut-wrenching lesson in physics, patience, and pain tolerance. rFactor 2 is so realistic that actual race teams use it for training, meaning if you mess up a turn, there's no blaming the game, it's you. Every track is laser scanned to the micrometer. Every car has handling so nuanced that even tire pressure adjustments feel like major life choices. And if you so much as look at the throttle wrong in a high-powered car, your rear tires will have an immediate existential crisis. Your vision blurs as G-forces mess with your brain, rain makes you squint like you forgot your wipers, and night racing? Pure terror. Engines growl like angry beasts, and tire screeches will haunt your dreams. This one is a full-blown mechanical anxiety simulator. CarX Drift Racing Online. Let's talk about CarX Drift Racing Online VR, where 1 minute, you're confidently tossing your car into a corner, the next, you're aggressively landscaping the infield while your rear bumper waves goodbye. Coming to the gameplay, it's pure, unfiltered, rubber-burning chaos. It's about style, and CarX treats drifting like an art form. Perfect angle, smooth transitions, tire smoke so thick you could start a fog machine business. That's the goal. The physics are ridiculously satisfying, meaning every slide is a delicate balance between control and oh no, oh no, oh no, and in VR, oh, it's a full-body experience. Your head moves with every countersteer, every clutch kick feels like a calculated gamble, and if you spin out, you might just instinctively brace for impact in real life. So is it realistic? Yep. Gloriously exaggerated but still surprisingly deep. The tire physics are so detailed that you'll start respecting rubber manufacturers. Weight shifting is chef's kiss. And the engine sounds? Absolutely thunderous. If you're a wheelman in training, this game will make you live, breathe, and possibly cry over drifting. Just be warned, once you get the hang of it, you might start instinctively countersteering in real life while driving to the grocery store. BeamNG.drive. What happens if we remove every safety feature and let physics handle the rest? That's BeamNG.drive for you. Think of it as a vehicular experiment simulator, and you are the mad scientist. Now onto the gameplay. It's a total anarchy with a PhD in physics. It's a fully destructible playground where even the mildest fender bender can turn into a full-blown insurance claim. Want to test high-speed crashes? Do it. Ever wondered what happens if you take a hairpin turn at 150 mph? Find out! Every crash is a unique work of chaotic art, where tires pop, axles snap, and metal crumples so realistically that actual engineers use this game for vehicle testing. And the VR experience is terrifying. 1 second, you're cruising peacefully. The next, your car is cartwheeling through the air like it's auditioning for a Michael Bay movie. All in all, BeamNG takes it so far that even the pavement feels judgmental. The soft-body physics engine calculates everything: weight, force, material stress. So if you hit a curb too hard, your suspension will let you know. The sound design? Every crunch, snap, and catastrophic whoops is beautifully painful. If you ever wanted to experience what not to do in a car, this is the game that'll educate you violently. And there you have it. 11 ultra-realistic VR racing games that'll push your skills, senses, and possibly your sanity to the absolute limit. Doesn't matter if you're a precision-obsessed sim racer, a thrill-seeker looking for top-speed chaos, or just here to see how many times you can crash before rage-quitting, these games will give you the full holy crap. This is real experience. VR racing is evolving faster than a hypercar on nitrous, and there's never been a better time to get behind the virtual wheel. So, what's your top pick? Which one had you gripping your controller like your life depended on it? Let us know in the comments. And if you loved this video, smash that like button, subscribe for more VR madness, and turn on notifications, because we've got more insane VR content coming in hot, and trust me, you won't want to miss it. Now go race like a legend.